Mr. Contest Chair, ladies and gentlemen, have any one of you been kissed by a total stranger? I think you may sympathize with my story. My journey to become Canadian started about 4 decades ago. At that time, I had two basic aims in life. One, to come to the land of opportunity called America. Two, learn as many forms of non-verbal greetings along the way. From the place I come, called India, we have something called Namaste. It's a form of Indian greeting. Now, when I asked my uncle about what it means, I have a feeling that he didn't know what he was talking about. So when they don't know, they say, just do it. That's how we do it. That's the basic policy over there. So it was before the time of Google and internet. So imagination was the answer to everything. So I came up with my own theory. Back in India, we had a lot of mosquitoes. And you go about killing them. So whenever somebody comes, or when you see somebody, you have to respect them, So you go around. And that's when Namaste, they branded it and sold it to the Western world. So when the British came to India about 400 years back, they had no clue about the Indian customs. So there was this big English boat that came to the docks. And there were a lot of Indians waiting there. The chief of the village was standing there. He was killing mosquitoes because he had to kill his own mosquitoes around him. And this tall English gentleman jumped out of the boat and walked and stretched his hand out. So this gentleman was standing here, the Indian gentleman was standing here. He jumped back. What are you doing, sir? He thought the English gentleman was going to grab him, below the belt. This is the first form of communication as well as miscommunication between the two countries. And over the period of 400 years, they sort of came to a compromise, And both handshake as well as Namaste was made the official greeting of India. Now, on my journey to the land of opportunity called Canada or America at that time, I lived in Dubai for a few years. Now, I had to go to one of the parties of one of my clients, where I got to meet a lot of local Arabs. Being in the Middle East, I think they have a mishmash of greetings, They have their own particular greetings. They grab you by the shoulder, pull you towards you, and then kiss you on both sides of the cheek, actually. So the problem is you don't know how many times they kiss you. Sometimes they kiss you once, sometimes twice, sometimes thrice. One of the guys managed to knock my glasses off during the whole talk. Things got a bit blurry. And I had a couple of wines also. So towards the end of the evening, there was this big guy with all his headdress and with a big beard. He grabbed me. And then he pulled me towards him. And we did once, twice, thrice. And the third time my head was frozen. I thought this is over, Then he came at me at the fourth time. He came straight at me. Thankfully, he had a big nose. And as this flows from kissing a total stranger, that too, a man. We also did a lot of handshakes in Dubai too. I detest the ones that you call the floppy shake. They put the hand in you and just leave it there, You can take it, play with it, mold it, and give it back to the person. And then there's a clammy hand, or the cold clammy hand. They give it to you, it stays there. You can wring it, and then the sweat comes out. But the one I hate the most is the mousetrap. Before you extend your hand fully, they come and grab you. Sometimes only your fingers are there. You never become a true Canadian unless you practice the hug. So as soon as I landed in Canada, I went on a hugging spree. I really liked it. I still do. But I like the hugs that is the bear hugs. So I'm skilled at all those things now. So I thought I got practiced and mastered the hug. I thought I'm a true Canadian. But no, you have to master the accent too. So the other day, my wife and I, we were going to office. It was late. And we picked up a bagel from Tim Hortons. So it was a foggy day, and I drove up. And we wanted to try this spicy bagel they had, So I drove up and ordered, gave my order, and sat back waiting for confirmation. My wife beside me was doubled up with laughter. So I asked her, "What's wrong? Is it my accent you're making fun about?" Apparently in all my anxiety of getting the accent right, I stopped in front of the garbage bin and I was given the order to the garbage bin. But this time I went directly to the counter and gave the order, jalapeno bagel with cream cheese. After a lot of prompting, my wife told me that's not the correct pronunciation. It should be jalapeno bagel with cream cheese, herb, and garlic. So I pronounced it a couple of times. Herb. I was beginning to burp by then. Now I am a master of kissing, shaking hands, as well as hugs. If you find mosquitoes around your house, call me. I'll teach you the art of namaste. Back to you, Mr. Congress.